If everything went successfully, and CLI should have created a series of files and directories for your project. The most significant are package.json. This file contains the list of dependencies of your project, as well as some metadata. Yarn.log is next file. If you choose Yarn as your package manager, this file will be generated with a list of all the dependencies and subdependencies that your project needs. Next file is babel.config.js. This is the config file of Babel, which transforms modern JavaScript features being used in the development code into older syntax that is more cross-browser compatible in production code. Next file is JS.config.json. This is a config file for Visual Studio Code and gives context for VS Code on your project structure and assists into completion. Next folder is public. This directory contains static assets that are published, for example, favicon and index.html. Usually favicon in this folder it is Vue logo, and index.html is the template for your app. Your Vue app is run from this HTML file, and you can use template syntax to interpolate values into it. Next folder is source. This directory contains the core of your Vue app. Inside you will find main.js. This is the entry point of your application. Currently, this file initializes your Vue application and signifies which HTML element in the index.html file your app should be attached to. This file is often where you register global components or additional Vue libraries. Next file inside of this folder, app.vue. This is the top-level component in your Vue app. Next file is components. This directory is where you keep your components. Next file is assets. This directory is for storing static assets like CSS files and images. The file app.vue, when you will open app.vue file, you will see that it has three parts: template, script, and style, which contain their components template, scripting, and styling information. All single files components share the same basic structure. The first template file contains all the markup structure and display logic of your component. Your template can contain any valid HTML as well as some Vue-specific syntax. The script file contains all of the non-display logic of your component. Most importantly, your script tag needs to have a default export.js object. Style file is where you write your CSS for the component. If you add a scope attribute like style scoped, Vue will scope the styles to the contents of your SFC file. This works similar to CSS in JS solution, but allow you to just write a plain CSS. In the Vue folder, you will find the new extension .vue files. Like in many front-end frameworks, components are a central part of building parts in Vue. Those components let you break a large application into smaller building blocks that can be created and managed separately, and transfer data between each other as required. Those small blocks can help you also to test your code if you need it. Vue let group your templates files, corresponding scripts, and CSS files all together in a single file ending in a .vue.